The POPs inventory is an essential step in the NIPS process that identifies what POPs the party needs to manage, therefore helping to set priorities and understanding the scale and costs of meeting the Convention's goals. It is essential to have a complete picture of trade-in POPs involving the party, POPs currently in use and in what applications, stockpiles and waste requiring safe disposal, and contaminated sites requiring remediation, amongst other information. This information is typically very technical, can be difficult to obtain and compile, and may often require estimation. The nationally tailored institutional framework for the NIP overall will need to consider the significant component of preparing and updating POPs inventories. A national coordinating committee would bring together expertise from the national lead agency and a range of stakeholders. A project coordination unit would usually oversee task teams that could be established for each category of POPs requiring an inventory. Task teams would involve as many stakeholders as possible, who can bring first-hand knowledge of a particular POPs category, production and use, relying on appropriate data collection methodologies, such as indicative, qualitative, and quantitative methods. The path from the POPs inventories to the NIP entails a series of iterative activities, starting with the development of criteria to rank the urgency of problems, and continuing with the review of the findings from inventories against the criteria developed, formulation of potential priorities and objectives, identifying any needs for additional information, and finally, setting the roadmap plan for implementation. While the NCC may be entrusted with the identification of criteria to rank the urgency of problems and more overarching objective setting, a key role in the process is played by the PCU overseeing the NIP preparation, which typically deals with several levels of input. The PCU may decide if some of the materials being prepared may need to be reconsidered by more specialised task teams later in the process for validation. This could happen when it may not have been possible to include all stakeholders that have taken part in inventories in the objective setting exercise. This is an important step before moving to setting the roadmap for implementation.